I've done all the
go.
dice work I think I need. Welcome back.
Thank you. To be back.
Well, now you need to start working on your secondary career, moneylender.
Actually, is that a career? Hold up, let me go find it real quick.
I don't think moneylender is a specific.
There is
career.
a taxman career. I just couldn't remember the name of it. I want to say it's in Book of Jade, though.
Right. Let's take a look at other careers just for.
Oh no, it might be in there. Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say after this we should probably do a Jade Claw game, but that'll probably be. We gotta
are you
test out the Book of
suggesting
Corals, too.
perhaps the Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to run a game pretty soon.
Ooh.
Hope I remember how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just said Rob was thinking of running a Myriad song, perhaps.
I don't know now. His schedule's kind of gone wonky.
Right.
I mean, knock on wood, guys. I'm supposed to be moving in April, so
All right.
Here's hoping.
Oh, I could become an actual apothecary.
Oh yeah, no, moneylender is actually the name of the career in Jade Claw or Book of Jade.
It's in Jade Claw. Okay, there we go.
What's its skills?
Academics,
And
craft, and negotiation.
Craft, okay. Negotiation's good though. What
The
are its
career
gifts?
haggling, law, and literacy is on Gwen.
The thing that for as much as I worry about money, maybe I should get haggling someday.
I
mean, in theory,
just got it.
Just got it.
Yeah.
I could also just become a bandit. A bandit saint.
A bandit saint. Interesting.
I believe there is a precedent with Friar Tuck.
Damn.
Yes, you would be
Got
correct.
me there.
Although he's not actually a saint. Oh my god,
tax collector is also in Book of Jade.
the 1990s British production of Robin Hood with Uma Thurman. The Friar Tuck in that is amazing. He is my favorite.
I never saw that.
That says a lot because Mike McShane is in the Robin Hood one. So
I don't know who that is.
no, the Robin. Who is that guy who has no personality? He was in Waterworld.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. Yeah, the Kevin Costner one's garbage.
Yes, yeah, it is. But Robin Hood Men in Tights, pretty good, and it's basically just the Kevin Costner movie.
The movie I wanted to see that my grandma said you couldn't.
Yeah, I saw that when I was way too young.
I wanted to see Men in
Great
Tights,
time.
and yet instead I went and saw The Birdcage because
You know,
apparently
I
that
was-
was the better movie. to
I
watch.
was sitting here wondering if I should be recommending Yellowbeard, which is one of my favorite pirate movies, because I'm worried it's aged badly. But now you're sitting here saying, but Robin Hood Men in Tights is hilarious.
I
I
know.
was 9 at the time, so I don't know. But
Right, well, yeah, speaking of movies that have aged incredibly badly.
I don't know. I still like Cabin Boy.
we just made a Blink. Oh no, it was in my other game. Someone made a Blinken reference where he's scouting. It's the blind merry man, and he's like in the watchtower. He's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Guessing. I guess no one's coming."
Yeah,
I
guys.
think it's funny as hell.
well,
I mean, love Mel Brooks. Just love Mel
Man.
Brooks.
Yeah.
just sussing out your guys' sense of taste.
Mhm. Right.
We had one of those?
before
You
COVID.
can have bad taste, yeah.
I make no apologies, but I probably should. Oh, little cat, don't do it. She did it. You can't see her yet, but she's all over my desk. Here comes the tail. There we go. Okay, yeah, so to Shalon Sisuldra then. I don't recall the last time you all were here, but the large banners and tapestries that adorn the walls of the Castle Saldra have been replaced by imposing wartime colors there's a general pall over the streets as rumors fly rampant about the new force that has joined the battle, these goblins, and how they spell doom for all of Calabria, not just the Avoirdupois.
You know what the Avatar ought to
morale
really
is low.
do? Is they
What should
ought
they
to
do?
bring back the Healy drums. Send
Hey,
them to
I've
the
got
front
an
lines.
idea.
You know, maybe the old ways were the best ways. Maybe we should send a bunch of these warlocks to the front lines and really change things up. Maybe make it legal again so we can get more of them too. Embrace our own
I like
past
that,
instead of
actually.
leaning on demons.
I'll be over here.
No, that's actually
that's just something
really
Brand would
good.
say. I'm just saying.
No, that's really good. Okay, so you guys make your way to the palace, and you seek an audience with the Archduke. Unfortunately, the Archduke is not seeing people at the moment. Apparently, he is involved in serious wartime strategy, and will not be bothered by... Well, not to call you petty, you're both noblemen.
Yeah, seriously, we brought heavy blood here.
Okay, well,
Look,
here,
Connor,
how about this?
Connor.
How about this? We've got a lot of people with us. Can we not announce a nobleman from Triskellion is here to see you?
You could try that. Oh, I like that.
We may not get audience with the higher ups. Can we at least get audience with one of his underlings?
Yeah, right? Like, he'll dispatch some sort of mid-level relative, I guess, maybe to see you, to speak with you, and to hear your case. I like the Triskellion play, because that's political.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why he might not be seeing minor nobles of his own people, but a Triskellion is an outside influence and not directly associated with the war yet, so any play he might be able to try to pull, he'd probably want to try and pull it with an outside noble.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I guess the secretaries, those that you are speaking with to gain an audience, are very apologetic to you, Sir Adrisgar, but they will have you meet with one of the... I don't know, who would you meet with? I need some help from the crowd on this one, because
Well, if you're, we would meet with one of the lower nobles, like a marquis or
Marquis.
Let's pull out this out
depends on how
again.
high ranking we are. Like we might meet with an aide de camp or a general. We have news about the war. We have here like diplomacy.
Okay, I like that. That's... yeah.
Yeah, so someone might receive us and then ask us some questions like, "Who are you? Are you spies?" We say no. Say, "Can you prove it?" And then he like talks to Connor for a little bit to suss him out. Then he looks at me. "Do you have a provenance for this?" And so, well, yes, I received it. Did anyone give this to you in secret? Like, who gave this to you? Some random person? I mean, they would ask us all of those questions. So
Yeah.
and Connor, of course, would probably comport himself well. So the naturally he could use his presence to try and talk about how awesome he is, but negotiation is probably a better one, and it would happen over 5 minutes. Connor, are you diplomatic?
I don't think so. Let me
Okay.
check.
But you do have negotiation,
Yes.
Diplomacy.
and you do have etiquette.
Yes.
Right. So I would think negotiation of we want something from you. We want you to give this to them as proof that they want to cease hostilities. We want you to give this to the Duke. And, you'll be able to phrase it correctly because you've got etiquette. So he'll believe you when you say you're a noble. Plus, you're also nice. I mean, we're people off the street. We speak in, gutter can't.
I mean,
I
you're the
mean,
only
look-
PC that does.
I may clean up nice, but none of us actually have streetwise.
I do. I'm a noble and I have streetwise. I clean up poorly because I'm trying to get dirty.
Oh, don't you have etiquette?
No.
So, in other words, yeah, we have Connor do all the talking because even though you're blooded, you're also like rude and boorish.
I'm also pretty good at gossip and negotiation, but whatever.
Yeah.
Higher Dynasty D12s beat out my numerous D4s.
People say that you're eccentric.
No, they say I'm a man of the people.
Man of the people. There we go. Hey, I get along with you great.
That is something that works in Triskellion, but not so much out here.
Yeah, the Avatar are not as impressed.
Maybe it works in Triskellion. Probably doesn't work in Triskellion either. Probably works out in the boonies.
No,
right.
Triskellion's full of streets.
Oh, I meant man of the people.
No, I mean, you probably get along great with sailors and gutter snipes and money lenders and usurers.
I got along great with the Baron of the Doloro. Got along even better with his wife.
See, that's the exact kind of thing that you would say in front of the guy, and he would just look at you.
Yeah, just like...
I mean, I would laugh and then cover my face.
I do love the twist here. I remember when Connor's original negotiations came up, and he always said the wrong thing right at the end, and now he's gotten so much better at it. And now I'm the comic relief.
Oh, I do have a knack for negotiation, so I re-rolled that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, learning from your mistakes.
I am here, though, so can I
Yes.
help him? Say aid.
Sure, don't roll all once.
I won't.
Definitely.
You've seen me roll before.
I know, that's why I said don't do it. Yeah, there we go. So you back in.
Hey.
Said I am pretty good at negotiations.
All right, what do we got here?
And it finally helped.
Awesome. I see 4 successes total.
No, he's got 3.
Everything under
Oh, right. I see the will.
7,
Okay.
11, and 6.
Yep. Okay, so 3 successes. So the general that you're speaking with seems at first like he doesn't believe your story. But the way you comport yourself and the way that you impress upon him, the detail and specificity with which you relay your tale, you can see a growing look of concern on his face as he holds the scroll case in his hands. Turns it around. Finally, he says, okay, let's see exactly what it is you have to show here. And he cracks the seal, and he will read the missive. And you can see that he's got a look of concern and anger on his face. He says, the Archduke will never agree to these terms. The Doloro are running scared that they turn to goblin power is evidence of this fact. However, I suppose this is an important thing, consideration, and should be brought to His Majesty's attention. With 3 successes, do you want to be present for that, or are you comfortable with him just relaying the message?
I would like to be present for this. To
Okay.
see it through till the end is my duty as a knight of the Avatar.
Got it. All right. Well, yep. So he says, indeed, if you relay your story to him as you did to me, I'm sure that it will help give context to this ridiculous claim. I shall speak with him, and we will arrange a meeting for you as soon as possible. And the meeting comes a day later. As night falls, you are alerted that you have been granted an audience with the Archduke. He is seeing several different advisors at this time, and when you are ushered into his grand meeting chamber, you can see that there are a number of individuals, unmistakably high-ranking generals and strategists. There's one horse who is wearing an eerie dark robe. You basically just see his snoot poking out of the end of this robe. And the others are standing somewhat apart from him, from this berobed individual. The Archduke is currently has a considerate look on his face. He's pondering something that was just said at the war table. When you come in and are announced, all eyes turn to you, and he says, the Archduke that is, Sir Connor, and our esteemed guest from the Rinaldi lands, please welcome to my court. I have heard that you have you have communication from the Doloro heretics. What is it that they wish to that they would ask of me? And the general will hand over the scroll. So he's looking over the scroll and he's nodding, and he will listen to whatever it is you have to say.
Your Grace, I indeed bring news from the front that the Doloro, as desperate as they are, that they side with demons and evil creatures, they wish to have us abstain from torching their groves. In exchange, they will take the beasts they've sided with and only use them for defensive purposes. That is at least their clarion call. I would not trust them myself, seeing what they are aligning themselves with, but as they say in Triskellion, there is any port in a storm.
Do we say that? No etiquette.
No etiquette whatsoever. Okay. It sounds like you're going to appeal to him now. I won't lie, and you get the sense of this from seeing the Archduke. He has kind of this impassive, aloof nature, and this is not the first time that you have met him. But he does, much like his age, it seems like the notion of treating with the Doloro is far from his mind. The Avoirdupois nobility have a long history of being self-righteous and haughty, and he seems to be carrying the torch well. So convincing him of this, I won't say it's impossible, but it is very, very unlikely. It will require many successes, but you each have an opportunity to plead your case, and anyone who came along with you who has something to add can assist you in this.
I say it probably didn't help that Connor also led with, I don't trust them. Here, take this.
Right, yeah. I think more you're playing to his advisors as well. So I think this would be a presence type situation. You've said what you wanted to say. He knows what the terms are, and he knows your thoughts on it. So convincing him is kind of like the grandiose nature of the speech you're going to make. So I would say it would be will and presence. Along with, I think this would be a good case for etiquette. I'm trying to think if there's
because
anything
now I
else.
have more than one die.
Presence, huh? Not negotiation or anything.
I think in this case it's presence. I think you've made your case. I'll give you I was going to say I would give you a bonus for your previous success, but that kind of just got you in the door, really. You already got the benefit of that roll.
Is there any roll I could make to know what the dark-robed man is about?
Yeah, it would be mind inquiry. Is it inquiry or insight? I always forget. I bring up my notes.
Inquiry is basically this game's version of insight.
Right, yeah, so it's
one thing
inquiry
we
for
wanted
this.
To clarify is, it would be.
If you have supernatural dice, you could use those as well.
I have supernatural dice.
I do not, and... Well, I mean, Winter could help me. He has supernatural and team player.
Okay, yeah.
I'll
You can
roll
roll for him and take a bonus.
I'll roll him first to see if I get a Let's see if I get that D12 bonus.
I have one success.
Oh shoot! Sorry, I'm rolling. I'm rolling my own dice. I keep forgetting he's.
Oh wait. Oh, anyway, I have one success and a second success if he's a green and purple wizard.
Gotcha. He is not a green and purple wizard.
Good. I didn't think he was.
I knew that.
All right, I have 3 successes.
All right. So, Adris, you can tell, and Winter kind of draws your attention to this man. You can tell that he is certainly some sort of a wizard. He's a sorcerer. He's a magic user of some kind, and you feel a malevolent energy coming off of him. Anushka, you recognize quite clearly. You have run across the heliodromes before. And even though there's nothing on his cloak that would mark him as such, there's something in the way that, it's like the breath that he exhales feels hotter.
Yeah, and also the way they, shortcut hair so it doesn't burn.
Yeah.
The certain stylings. I mean,
fire is only the top of the scale. They do include everything else.
Well, but it's also like usually they'll have short braided hair. It becomes a style. It's like these affectation thing. Like for example, the Nazi arm out salute. Was because first they were paramilitaries, so they were just kind of saluting each other, and then they were lazy about just going, yeah, and so eventually that turned into yeah.
Well, it's also a former Roman salute.
Interesting.
Which they also claim it's from there with the Mussolini rubbing off, but that those kinds of tell. The way he's dressed, the way he refuses to wear certain appointments.
Oh, out of character, I thought he was going to be a heliodrome. I just really wanted to know.
Well, it's not a heliodrome. Well, you gotta watch out for those guys because they'll set you on fire.
Yeah,
well, it was the summer of Anu, wasn't it?
It's such a good.
It's
so good.
The fact that he wouldn't be openly practicing because heliodromancy is illegal. This came up in the.
It is legal in Porto do Soleil. I can never pronounce it right. It is legal there. It's the only place it's legal to practice heliodramancy.
Yeah, it's still like not a good sign because they're not. They are extremely royalists and also nationalists. So.
This is leaning back into the old days of the abattoir. It was the first the very first religion around here. It had to be beaten away, and even then, it's still legal in one spot.
Yeah. Yeah. So this guy, that's your best guess. Anushka, you all but know, and Adris, you could make an educated guess and put the pieces together.
Well, if my die rolls indicate anything, it's probably Winter told me.
Yeah,
his assist die rolled a flat 12, which was
beautiful.
I think that guy's a heliodrome.
He's like, my lord. So yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Did Connor make his roll yet? I got kind of lost down here.
Yeah, I got a 6 and 7.
Okay, 2 successes. All right. So.
Oh wait.
No, the 6 is from when I was assisting you, right?
Oh, so I just got a 7 then.
You don't have any presents?
No.
It's funny. Neither do I. That's why I was counting on you to make this roll.
I need to get some presents because that's the kind of character I'm playing.
Yeah, eventually I'll get there too. It just I don't have any.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. Well, so you seem to have at least no one in the room is disregarding you offhanded, right? They believe you, they believe what you have to say, and they are considering the letter. After the Archduke is done reading over it, he hands it around to the other members of his little war strategy meeting here, and each one of them reads it with mostly the same reactions, that of anger and disgust. One or two of them lets out a haughty guffaw, as if they would entreat with these demons, especially now that they have them retreating, falling back into their sacred groves, running and hiding from the might of the avoirdupois. Yeah, they don't seem interested. The Heliodrome, we'll just refer to him as the Heliodrome, will whisper something into the ear of the Archduke and receive a short nod in response. And finally, he will turn to you and he says, Sir Connor, no one will dispute your bravery or your loyalty to the avoirdupois. I thank you in serving dutifully and delivering me this. However, I would caution you be careful. Should you find yourself in the company of these forest witches again, a true knight would do the honorable thing and remove them as an obstacle for our inevitable victory. Of course, I understand these things are not always clear, but consider this an official command by your Archduke. You are not to suffer these witches to live.
Disagrees.
My lord, can I ask a question? No etiquette.
No etiquette at all. He just raises his hand.
No, that would still be etiquette of some sort. I just blur out loud. My lord, can I ask a question?
Yes, Sir Gar.
Yeah, I look over at the guy standing next to him in the robes, the Heliodrome, as we've sometimes called him. I just wonder, are you perhaps thinking of fighting fire with fire?
Oh, huh. The Heliodrome sort of turns his head in your direction, but couldn't possibly be seeing you under his robe. He's just smirking at you, and the Archduke says, "We have, well, there are many old and powerful bloodlines in our nation's history. We are simply considering options, ways for us to ensure victory at this point. The goblins are fearsome foes, but there has not been a foe that the soldiers of the avoirdupois have run from. Not now and not ever."
I mean, historically, I don't think you've ever won a war against the Doloro.
This ushers a bunch of sharp intakes of breath from the other people in the chamber, and although the Archduke doesn't reply, he's, what am I saying? He's always had kind of this aloof thing going on, but the room just gets a tiny bit colder, 2 degrees colder after you say this. After a moment, one of the aides just coughs uncomfortably.
I think I just loudly clap my hands and say, "Okay, good talk," and
Yeah, right, pretty much. Yeah, you probably haven't made a friend here with that statement, but that's what etiquette is for, right? At the end of the day.
I mean, that's what licensed fool is for.
Right, yeah. She got it, yeah.
I don't have it. I'm just saying.
I know.
This would be the perfect time to have it.
Right. All right. Well, so one of the aides will speak on behalf of the Archduke and say, Sir Connor, you add to your ongoing legend by delivering this information. We thank you for all of your acts of heroism. I regret to inform you that we have made time to meet with you in the middle of a strategy meeting, and the time grows short. We must return. So, in that sense, we would ask that you and your entourage take your leave of us now.
If you do not wish any further counsel from me, then by all means we shall leave.
Nothing further is required of you, sir.
Connor will bow, sweep his hat in a grand gesture, and
Yes.
take his leave.
All right. Okay, as the heavy doors close behind you, you know that this treaty will not be heeded by the Archduke. In fact, you have a feeling in the pit of your stomach that they are going to resort to some drastic measures in this war effort. But you've done what you can do, and you've held true to your word. You have delivered the missive. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do here in Shalon's Assault?
When we get back outside of the keep or whatever, I'm going to get with Tira, my other fruit bat hunter, and I'm going to. I'm just going to tell her. I'm going to tell her everything that happened and what I've seen in there, and tell her to go meet up with Jackie so that she can tell everyone there what the current situation is, and then to send Jackie back to me.
Got it. Okay. She'll nod and set out, and it's probably about a little bit less than a day's round trip for a flyer with clear skies, and the skies are clear.
Well, it's not a round trip because I'm sending Tira over there to replace Jackie, and Jackie's coming back
Oh,
this
you're
way. Yeah, so
swapping.
Tira is going to land and tell, I guess, the doctor and tell Jackie too at the same time what's going on and what happened in the meeting, and then Jackie is going to fly back because Tira just spent a whole day flying, so Tira can now rest there with the doctor, and Jackie can make the trip back.
Wise. Well, okay, so, Doctor, you've been given this information. You discover that it's been delivered, and it does not seem like this is changing any of the plans, but this message has been delivered to you and to Jackie and to none of the other soldiers just yet. So you have this information. What do you plan to do with it?
Well, none of them need to know that they're back on their original orders. In fact, I'm just a doctor. I don't have any responsibility at all. I'm sure I can go ahead and tell them to all just wait and continue healing for the next couple of days until my friends finally come back here, and then it becomes unavoidable. Or we just lie to them and never tell them. No, that's for them to decide. I'm just the doctor.
There you go.
You don't have to come back and tell them.
Well, you do have to come back and pick me up.
Well, I mean, they don't live
or
in a
I'm
vacuum,
assuming you
though.
are.
They don't live in a vacuum, though. Their lord is gonna... Where the fuck are my troops?
They will eventually figure it out.
Well, I could just come get you by myself.
Well, I mean, I just received a message. It just depends, like, am I meeting you guys in Chalon-sur-Saldre, or are you coming back in this direction?
Well, where are we going to now? I mean, we delivered this. What is our next
Well, the
objective?
question is also still on the table. Does any of us want to do anything while we're here?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to go take a bath.
Because that was just the first thing, is that I, sent messages back and forth, replaced people. So I just want to keep the doctor in the loop while we're here.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to go visit the barber. I'm going to get cleaned up, because once again, wealth living.
Are you going to get a draining?
No, I don't need to be blood drained.
No? Okay, your humor is all in balance?
My humors are actually very well balanced.
Well, you've been
My humors
particularly
are
phlegmatic lately, you see.
Actually, I'm the opposite of phlegmatic. I'm sanguine.
Ha.
Alright. So, what are you guys doing in the city, then?
Getting cleaned up and making preparations to travel back to the encampment. If we're not warning them via flying messenger, then at least give them the couple of days it takes us to travel there, and then let them know that they're on the job.
I guess the doctor could always have told Jackie before Jackie left to come back to me what his intent was to do with the information.
Right. I could just say, like, I intend to continue healing for a while until the job here is done. Which, at a rate of, 2 successes a day, is, probably 2 weeks. So by the time you get back here, it ought to be done.
And then we'd also know that you're not marching off to war based on your own information.
Right. I've informed them, like, the camp appears to be settled, no one's really moving out, everyone is taking defensive positions. Nothing seems to have happened that's terribly wrong, and I'm sure nothing will possibly happen in between this missive and the time you get here.
But it sounds like
Yeah.
none of us have actually anything important to do here when we're in the capital of the Abattoir territory.
No. This was my mission. We still haven't killed Della Vega.
Is De La Vega in Chalon-sur-Saudre?
Doop 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 doop.
I feel like we could have a combination of where's
Nope.
Baldo and where in the world is Carmen Sandiego with where De La Vega is. We found a minion who says he's traveling along a coast that's pretty rocky.
I guess you guys could, like, always ask what the political situation is, because the last I recall, so the Overdepoir and the Doloro are at war with each other. The Felon are nowhere to be seen in this conflict and doesn't matter. The Bisclave are intending to get involved and are probably going to attack the Overdepoir. But what is Triskellion going to do? Are they remaining completely neutral, or, given De La Vega's previous appearance at the Overdepoir, does it appear as if they are making moves to ally together?
I do really like the idea. The name is Triskellion now. Triskellion.
Yeah.
Sounds like a nation.
Triskellion.
Sounds like a nation.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Triskellion then. Last I recall, there were gun shipments coming from there to the Bisclavre. Was that just a deal, or is it actually a political move? I.e., they're manipulating everything, which we do know is happening.
I mean,
but is their intent going to be to do a 3-part war against the Overdepoir, or is it going to be split 50-50? What's their objective?
the Dunwasser Trading Company operates out of Triskellion, so it doesn't have to be a political move. It could just be economics.
All right, Jackie, I have 9 pieces of paper. All of these papers are going to be my ramblings on the political situation and all the intrigue I want them to find in Chalon-sur-Saudre. Here, take this to them. I'm sure they'll definitely read it and not just burn it.
Oh, I thought you were
Right.
pulling a Rorschach from the Watchmen. Bundle these up and put them in the local news office or something.
There you go. Alert the media. Yeah. Well, if anyone wants to give me mining gossip, you could ask around
If
Osmos some info.
what's his name is here?
Who now? Sicario?
God damn it. A lot of 3s. That's 2 successes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was joking. I say if Del Vega's actually here now.
Oh, if Della Vega's there.
You should get knack for gossip.
Eh.
For specifically these scenarios.
And I've got 2 successes.
Nice.
I think
Okay.
I'm overbuilding the need for knack for gossip, which is having a lot of dice.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
If you consider that every D4 is a 25% chance success.
Mhm.
Okay. And we got 1 success for Connor, right?
I mean, imagine if I roted gossip.
Yeah, but you've never been here before. So after the first try, maybe.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, if you think about it, I've got enough for a 3 success rote.
Yeah, if we were in Triskellion, like, I would defer to you on everything.
But
Okay.
again, remember, I'm not actually from Triskellion. I'm from the Isle of Alvrak. It just happens to be that we
true.
represent Triskellion as a minor house.
Right, but I mean, but that's, you can easily rote there as well. You're a southerner.
Okay. Address. Everyone catches bits and snatches of rumor here and there, but I think Address, with 2 successes. Actually, I guess Anushka also got 2 successes. So here's what you guys find on your travel and during your stay in Saldra. You learn that De La Vega is not here. De La Vega has not been seen in some time. However, you do learn that there is this scandal happening right now. The Children of the Shade have been unmasked, and it has been revealed that rebels from Triskellion have fled into the Avoirdupois territories and are hiding as bandits and they have been, several of them have been captured by the Enclume hunters, basically, who have been tracking them. So they've caught several of them. They were brought to Three Corners Fort for interrogation. And during the interrogation, it has come out that that there was a coup planned, essentially, or that there was a coup planned. They did not capture all of them. There are children of the Shade that still exist in hiding. But now there is a new bounty that has been put out for members of the Children of the Shade by Triskellion, by the Rinaldi throne. So it's a respectable bounty. It also includes those who have aided the children, and it has come out in this interrogation that Connor is among them. So there is renewed hatred towards Connor from Triskellion. And it has been declared, they have been declared outlaws officially by the Avoirdupois. So even though sometimes there's like non-extradition policies, in this case, the Avoirdupois are totally comfortable turning these guys over for the money. In terms of the war effort, the official policy of the throne, the Rinaldi throne, is that they are not supporting any of this war effort. They still consider all of these nations to be sovereign to them, and they're treating the war basically as a border dispute. Those happen all the time, and they don't plan to get involved. Of course, you guys know that there's more going on, but that's the official party line, basically. And I'll say this too, that you learn that the person who was captured, sort of like the leader of the Children of the Shade, maybe not leader, but like the highest member that was captured, was an owl who you met. What was his name?
That's right. Those are going way back.
Yeah. We had Frederick. He was a male owl historian. He spoke with the countenance of a noble, but had some strange ideas about the right to lead and the responsibility of a monarch. In any case, apparently he was captured and has been scheduled to be executed within a week's time at Three Corners Fort. And that's all the information that you guys pick up. That's the scuttlebutt.
Interesting.
So yeah, it sounds like everyone's a little dumbfounded right now. I'll lay out some main important points or potential narrative threads that we could pursue here, right? Remember that Colette still intends to seek out the Phelan lands, find a druid, and discover, head to the Goblin lands and seek out Harmon. She does not yet know that Harmon is dead, which happened in a side episode. Harmon returned and tried to take on the Blessed again, and did not make it. So Harmon is dead. We saw him die. She doesn't know that. None of you guys know that, actually. So as of right now, she still intends to do that. You also, the heirloom Rinaldi sword that the Children of the Shade wanted was in Harmon's care when he was captured, which means that it's probably lying somewhere in the Goblin lands as well. It's a scary place, but if you guys wanted the sword, that's where it is. And
I mean, has anything we've done incurred the creation of another goal?
we can make some goals here. Pass some goals out. Let's see. If it hasn't already been, did you guys, what goals do you have now? I should ask that.
Well, we already delivered the Blessed Scroll literally right
Yes.
now, so recover the Rinaldi sword.
Yep. Okay, so you have that one. All right, so that's one. Let me see. You guys should probably have more goals than just that, though. Recover the Rinaldi sword. That's kind of a big one. I would offer the goal of helping Sicario atone for his past sins. That's one. I don't know how you pursue that one besides letting him travel with you, but
maybe he has a specific problem that he'll pop up like next time and say,
Right.
like, yes, this is the worst thing that I've ever done, and I must do something about it.
yep. So
That would be my suggestion.
Right. I would offer that as a goal. Really, all he wants from you right now is to be allowed to travel with you.
Okay. There's also the 3 necromantic circles that are still all the way out here that, I'm sure nobody's noticed anything.
It's true.
So maybe our gossip could turn up something about that, like if terrible things are happening out there right now.
Yeah. Trouble in the Rinaldi lands. And I guess that forest doesn't really have a name on the map, but yes. Another haunted forest has turned up.
Was it said before that we don't actually know that there's not one in the Phelan territory? But that's a conversation that we had before.
It might have been. You guys know of the ones that are on this map because you did...
we did research.
No,
we have Lady Almasan's map.
I remember what it was, is that I said before, this was my theory about the church being behind it, and I pointed out that everyone that's related to the church, every nation, has a necromantic circle in it, and you all pointed out, when I pointed out the Phelan didn't, that we just don't know that there's not one in the Phelan territory.
Right.
Yeah, what I pointed out was that we don't have any authority for that. These are just the ones we know about.
Sorry, I thought it occurred to me, I've never been to the Wilden Lands, and I've never even read about them in the book. Be real nice if there was a necromantic circle up there or something.
Why would that be nice? What's wrong with you?
Because I've never been there.
Well, you just go there because you want to. You're a nobleman. You just do whatever the hell you want.
I'm a nobleman that feels like he's being controlled isometrically by a giant that's looking over my shoulder at all times. And that giant only sends him places unless he has a reason to.
An omniscient giant. I'll also offer you the goal.
Leviathan.
I mean, you guys you never have to accept the goal that I offer, but I will also offer the goal of rescuing Frederick the owl from execution.
Oh,
because, I mean, that would mean going into the mouth of a lion, metaphorically, because he is being kept at Three Corners Fort, which you guys have established is...
I can go there just
it's
fine.
It's a crossroads.
Yeah.
It's a fort.
I go there just fine.
Yeah.
I can walk in and try and demand his release.
Put that up to the party. Is that something we want to do?
Sure. Maybe your wagon's still there.
Let's go rescue him.
I mean, it's also entirely possible that it's on the way to recovering the Rinaldi sword, since I don't know how the hell we're going to get to Goblin Knights.
Yep. And it is technically more immediate and tangible than, I guess there were some dark circles out there.
Recovering the sword would be going to Goblin Domain, which is something none of us want to do.
Well, I mean, we could always talk to some Phelan who may have made a deal with the goblins, and they might be able to...
It would make more sense to talk to the druids, to talk to the Phelan, and ask them to broker it. Because even if we went to the domain, it's not like the sword is just lying somewhere. It would have been loot. They would have done something with it. So that means it's in someone's control. So it makes way more sense to petition the druids, which means giving the druids something they want. And I don't know what we could offer druids.
And all of which is on the way to Phelan territory, which is also where Three Corners Fort lies.
I mean, I was thinking we could offer them we could offer them money, but they probably don't want that. We could offer them favors, but I mean, Theta looks pretty good, and Connor's pretty handsome. I doubt the doctor would give his away.
I don't know what trait denotes physical beauty.
Do you have any skills related to it?
Seduction?
He's got seduction.
That would be the ideal skill associated with it.
I smell really nice.
I was going to nominate.
I've got a
Sure.
loose moral standard.
Yeah, I was going to nominate the Saint, but yeah, I mean, and also like, do you really want to make that sort of deal with? Never mind. How much you guys want to debase yourselves?
Rafferty.
It's not debasing if it's fun.
GG-13.
I thought that's what this whole game was about.
It's about
we're somewhere
fucking goblins.
We're somewhere above Redwall, but below Game of Thrones.
Okay. That nebulous middle ground.
Oh, Ranking of Kings.
So
we're not gonna.
No, I say we rescue Federico. I'm down with that.
Frederick.
Someone should make a one of those like point maps or charts that's basically a spectrum chart of like where every fantasy falls on the cute to horrific scale, and just
No, I'm serious. Above Redwall but below Game of Thrones is literally
Yeah.
Ranking of Kings. It's like
Ranking of
Ghibli.
Kings.
It's like Ghibli Game of Thrones. It's
that
very
is
good.
very
Okay.
interesting.
It
I'm
is
not
very good.
familiar with that one. Yeah. No, and Redwall is also like, people say it's cute, but like the opening 2 pages, someone gets trampled to death under a horse.
Yeah, nothing
But it's
fun
a
about
cute
that.
trampling.
No, it's not. He says he doesn't want to do it, and the boss makes him do it anyway, and he gets him killed, and everyone points and laughs.
Ugh.
As much as I love Redwall, it's like, oh, I can never get over it. This is children's entertainment.
I'm gonna.
All right, so yeah, no, let's go rescue him. We could try to get in under the cover of disguise. Some of us are new, and the rest of us are duplicitous.
Yeah.
So it does sound like we have 3 total goals: recover the sword, help our friend amend, and rescue the nerdy owl.
I mean, yeah, you're the doctor is the most conspicuous among us.
But yet also inconspicuous.
How's that?
I have low profile and I'm anonymous, and last time I was there, they have no idea who I was.
That's also so you are also duplicitous, yeah. So even though you would have the downside of the odor of sanctity, you have the upside that you have skills to work against it. So yeah, there we go. Yeah,
but it's also a new trait. They'll be like, "Oh, you don't smell like the previous one."
you're not. You weren't. You hadn't reach that stage of divinity. So yeah,
Right.
No, it's been a while. Like I said, we're really lucky the wagon's still there, but I doubt it. It's a war wagon, so they might have kept it.
It's possible.
Oh no, wait, not the war wagon, the coach. I'm looking for the coach. That might actually be gone.
Where did you guys lose the war wagon? I remember.
At 3/4. Oh well, we lost. No, I think that's where we lost the war wagon. 3/4 for because my favorite vehicle. No, the carriage is my favorite vehicle. I still have it marked down as my favorite vehicle. It costs 1 experience point to change it.
Yeah. I feel like 3 Corners was the. This is. I could actually look this up.
We rode the war wagon out. We rode the war wagon out. We left the carriage behind because
you had to leave in a hurry.
We had to leave in a hurry, and it's haunted me ever since. Every other wagon that I've driven reminds me of how much I miss that carriage.
They lost. Yes, the party realizes that in their haste to escape 3 Corners, they lost their carriage. It's been impounded by Triskellion authority. So it was the carriage they lost.
Sold or scrapped.
Oh, right, because at the time Connor actually went around with the war wagon to avoid it. And then we lost it at a different point.
Yeah.
I think it actually may have broken or we refitted it or something.
I think you guys
like in
had
an actual fight.
You had it up here at the edge of the mountain pass through via Salutis.
Mm-hmm.
And because I remember putting it on the map during one of those fights, but I don't know I don't think you didn't take it with you into the Phalon
right.
lands.
On our way back, we're on the river. We get ambushed on the river and decide to surrender. And then once Connor's taken captive, they took it with them, and it's in Triskellion, and it has probably been sold off.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
But the other one?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like
the wagon, the war wagon.
the individual pirates slash
Oh,
bounty
right. The
hunters
one
slash
that's in.
etc.
Yeah, the one that's in
Yeah.
Three Corners Fort is the regular wagon.
Okay. The one at Three Corners Fort is not the war wagon. It is the carriage. It is the stately carriage that you guys had for a time. Okay. So you set out, you reconvene. Let's see. You were up here. So I guess, Doctor, you're going to take your leave of the soldiers. The soldiers are going to press onwards towards Lutara Grove. That away, you will go. That away, meet up with your bros on the
Right, probably send word to Colette, go ahead and meet us here, and we'll just convene all at the same time.
I like it. And so as you're traveling west along the Via Salutis, you know that you're about a day out for Three Corners. It is at this point that you begin to see the presence of Rinaldi soldiers in the distance, doing patrols, setting up checkpoints along the road. It's your first reminder that at least one of you is wanted by the Triskellion Authority, and that progress from this point forward is going to become difficult, challenging.
Yeah, I think it's time to strike the colors.
Take down the colors!
Raise my colors!
I mean,
Indeed.
seriously, yeah.
Indeed. So you guys come up to a checkpoint. You can see that these soldiers are canine, and they are waving the flags, bearing the Triskellion mark. And as they approach, they say, you approach Three Corners Fort. This is a stronghold of Triskellion, of the Jakoba, and we ask that all travelers, I guess, what exactly would they want at this point? An interview from all travelers. They're checking for banditry and for known criminals, and they want everyone to present themselves, basically, who they are, what their business is along the road.
If you don't mind, I'm in quite a hurry. Is there any way we could expedite this?
My lord, apologies. This is a standard procedure. However, it's quite obvious.
These are my traveling companions. I have traveled with them from the moment that I left Triskellion. That is on me. Now, you can search me if you wish, but to search anybody else is an insult to my family.
You could tap your nobility for this.
You could,
This is
and
exactly
automatically
the circumstance
pass.
for
Yes,
it.
I'm waiting to see how this plays out before I have anything.
Well, I would ask for a presence.
Cool, then I tap it.
You're going to tap it. Okay, cool.
I have no presence, not going to take a risk of a one die roll.
Right. I'm looking for... Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm looking for, like an intimidation. We don't really do that. That would be like presence.
Presence
or
Or stunt.
is intimidation.
Gotcha.
This
Cool.
is to me a lot like the situations where we're getting closer to the abattoir territory, and that's when Connor taps wealth, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm
Right.
getting close to being able to refresh it. The closer I get.
Might as well spend it while you got it. Okay. Yeah, basically you just bowl right over them with your privilege, and they are sufficiently mollified. And they will step back and say, "Sir, of course. Let them pass. Let them through. They're on official business." And yeah, you are let past the checkpoint. I wonder if... Well, no, the point of creating a checkpoint is that you know that people on one side of the checkpoint are okay. So you probably won't run into further checkpoints, at least until you reach the outer edges of Three Corners Fort itself. You notice that there's less general travelers, individuals or groups of 2 or 3. Most of the people from this point on are obviously merchants, and they're generally traveling in caravans. You get the sense that a lot of people are getting turned away at these checkpoints. And now in the distance, the walls of Three Corners Fort become visible, and you can see that outside of the walls of the fort, suspended in hanging cages, are the dead and dying bodies of bandits. And as you draw closer, you can make out that at least on 2 of them, they carry the colors, the costumes of the Children of the Shade, although they're not people whom you recognize.
They're wearing black?
I don't remember how the children dressed, but they're wearing something.
Burlap
I think it
sacks.
was
themselves.
greens.
I mean, they're probably wearing burlap sacks now.